There was a time I lived next to a mystery. There was a time I thought I was just living in a quiet neighborhood, peaceful, safe, familiar. But behind one of those ordinary doors was something evil, something real. This is not just a scary story, it happened, and it could happen to anyone. It was 2008. I had just moved into a small duplex apartment in a suburb. Quiet street, neat lawns, retired couples walking their dogs every evening. The kind of place where nothing ever happened. My next door neighbor was a man named Steve. Mid 40s, kept to himself, polite, but distant. Always wore the same navy jacket, even in summer. He would nod when he passed, but never made eye contact. Sometimes I would hear some weird noise from his unit late at night, but I figured he was just weird. I lived there for 6 months, barely saw him more than a handful of times. Then came the smell. At first, I thought something died under my floorboards, a rotting metallic stench that seemed to come and go. I called pest control. They found nothing. But the smell got worse. It was strongest near the wall I shared with Steve's unit. One night, around 2 a.m., I woke up gasping. The air was thick. I stumbled outside, only to see Steve leaving his apartment, dragging a large plastic bag to the back of an old blue pickup truck. The bag was leaking. He saw me. He froze. Then he gave me the most unnerving smile I have ever seen, like he knew a joke I didn't. I reported it. The smell, the bag, the late night noises. I didn't expect anything to come of it until 2 weeks later, the entire street was shut down by cops and forensic teams. Steve had been arrested for the murders of 3 women. He had been burying body parts in the crawl space under his unit and behind the property. They found photos, tools, and a handwritten journal detailing everything. Turns out, Steve had a history. He had served time in the 90s for assault and had legally changed his name before moving into our neighborhood. I had been sleeping 10 feet away from a serial killer. I moved out the next day, left half my stuff behind, couldn't breathe in that place anymore. Sometimes I wonder if I hadn't seen that bag, if I hadn't reported the smell, would I have been the next? The truth is, you never really know who your neighbors are. They mow their lawns, wave hello, and sometimes they are hiding bodies in the basement. There was a time I lived next to a killer. If you are still listening, make sure to lock your doors tonight. And if something smells off, don't ignore it.